This is going to be 1 minute. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to talk on scanning probe microscopy techniques in nanotechnology, especially about STM and AFM. When I think of scanning probe microscopy techniques, it is more like talking about some subplot in, Mahabharata, because Mahabharata is not one story. So it is having so many plots and subplots. So like that, this is something which is, culmination of the efforts in many disciplines. And especially the quantum mechanics, about which, all of you are familiar. And quantum physics has brought in many revolutions in the 20th century. And I would like to think that as the development of scanning tunneling microscopy is one which actually has really, made possible to see the nano world, and it is based in the principles of quantum physics. So the discoveries and inventions, of the exciting world of atoms and molecules opened up with the scanning tunneling microscope. And I can share my experience in building a scanning tunneling microscope, almost 3 decades ago. But I find that this is something which is very relevant, not only in terms of contemporary, developments in, science, as well as, in the context of Atmanirbhar Bharat, in, about which there is so much of emphasis in India. So the habit of developing indigenous instruments or homemade instruments is almost negligible in our country. So development of an STM at that particular point of time was most satisfying for me, and I always feel excited when I try to share my knowledge of the development. And I think the youngsters here also should, try to see how they can actually, develop devices and instruments instead of just bringing them, from some commercial sources and then using, because it actually provides much more, in-depth knowledge of what you are doing if you really know what the instrument is doing. And it's not easy for everyone to build an instrument, but at least one should know how an instrument is actually working. Otherwise, it becomes a black box, giving some, you are providing some input and you are getting some output. And then you go about interpreting the results. And many times, some artifacts creep in, and it won't be easy for people who are not knowledgeable to instrumentation to find out, these kind of artifacts. So this is something which is very much prevalent, and that kind of a mindset should change. So with this pep talk, I would like to, talk about the work which, culminated in the development of homemade STM. And also I'm going to talk about AFM. And, so this is something which, so I have to go to the next slide.
Sir, our slide is not moving, sir. Is it happening there at your end, sir?
Yeah, 1 minute. The slide is not moving.
Right.
Yeah, it is moving.
Yeah, now it's moving. Okay, sir.
No, okay. So, okay. So the philosophy of looking at matter, especially, large matters, was something that really existed for probably millennia. That is, people gazed at the stars and galaxies, and later on, they with the naked eye, and later on, the development of telescopes, and then in the last century, radio telescopes and all have opened up much more